China warns that conflict could break out at any moment as tension over North Korea escalates. US deploys a Navy carrier group off the Korean peninsula. North Korea accuses Trump of raising tensions in the region. North Korea accused Donald Trump of raising tensions in the region and warned that the regime could conduct nuclear tests when it sees fit. Meanwhile, China has warned that conflict could break out at any moment as tension over North Korea escalated. Foreign Minister Wang Yi said if war occurred, there could be no winner. Wang Yi's comments came as the US voiced increasing concern at North Korea's development of nuclear weapons and deployed a Navy carrier group off the Korean peninsula. China, North Korea's only backer, fears conflict could cause the regime to collapse and create problems on its border. China is concerned any conflict could lead to a huge refugee problem on its border with North Korea. But in a sign of growing frustration with its neighbor, it recently blocked coal imports from the north. Trump and China's President Xi Jinping have been in contact by phone since their summit last weekend in Florida, and media reports have quoted US officials as saying tougher economic sanctions against North Korea are also being considered.
In regards to North Korea, we are working with international partners in order to defuse the situation. But the bottom line is North Korea's got to change its behavior. That is an agreed position among the international community nations that are working together on this. Thank you again very much.
Moscow is watching escalation of tension in the Korean peninsula with great concern. We call on all countries to show restraint. We warn all countries to refrain from any action that could amount to provocative steps.
Well, joining me for a chat this week to talk about this is Sandeep Kumar Mishra, Associate Professor, Center for East Asian Studies, JNU. Thank you so much for joining me on the program. You know, as far as North Korea is concerned, clearly the tension has escalated, but where is all of this going towards?
I feel that it's not going to be a very crisis situation. Overall, actually, all the parties, they will understand the you can say gravity of the situation, and they will come down from their, you can say, rhetorics. In my opinion, it happens almost every year, actually. It's quite a routine thing that in April, because April, South Koreans and Americans, they are having joint military exercises together. North Korean, they are having several special days. Like they have on like April 11th, Kim Jong-un, he became party chief. 13th, he became chief of their National Defense Academy. And then he became, I think, Kim Il-sung's birthday, 15th of April. 25th of April, they are having Korean People's Army anniversary. So to celebrate all these occasions, generally North Koreans, they used to have some kind of missile test or some you can say other celebrations.
So it's a pattern then you're saying?
Yeah, so I'm saying this pattern, the only new thing, only unique thing this year is basically that Trump has come to power. And since there's an image of Kim Jong-un being unpredictable, he's trying to say that, look, I am also equally unpredictable. And basically he's trying to, basically both the leaders, Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump, both of them, they are trying to decide what should be the beginning line, and from where both the countries, they are going to deal with each other.
Fair enough. You know, was there a message from Donald Trump as far as, for North Korea, you know, as far as the dropping of the bomb in Afghanistan and also carrying out the airstrikes in Syria are concerned? You know, is Trump trying to send out a message, a hidden message maybe to North Korea as well?
Definitely, because in case of American policy towards North Korea, in last few years, they have put their policy of sanctions and pressure on North Korea, and that's clearly not working. We have seen in last 4 years, Kim Jong-un had more than 41 missile tests. He had actually 4 actually missile tests, nuclear tests after that. So it's not, pressure is not working. So basically Americans have been looking for something more. And that more is basically that threatening that if you have nuclear or missile tests, we can not only put sanctions and pressures through United Nations Security Council resolutions, but we are also going to have some kind of say preemptive strike. So basically they are trying to move beyond those pressures and sanctions which come via UN Security Council resolutions. So basically they have been trying to do that.
China's role is extremely crucial in all of this. China has also asked North Korea to show restraint this time around, and also asked the United States, you know, to ensure that it doesn't do something drastic. And if war breaks out or if a strike happens, then whoever does it first is going to be the party that's going to be blamed, is what China has been saying. So China plays a big role, doesn't it?
I fully agree. Actually, that's the important part of, you can say, in the whole tug of war between United States and North Korea, I mean, two leaders who are looking to be, trying to portray themselves as unpredictable and very harsh and very strong leaders. I think China is in a difficult situation, because you need to understand that China doesn't want a missile-equipped or say nuclear North Korea, a provocative North Korea, but at the same time China does want that North Korean survival must be ensured. So China wants to survive, you can say, survival of North Korea. At the same time they don't want to, so basically in this tension situation, in this, you can say, war of words between America and North Korea, and basically both the party, when they are saying that they can go for preemptive strike, China's position is that whoever starts something is going to be blamed. So suppose if North Korea starts something preemptive on Americans, then I think China probably would be in a difficult situation to support North Korea.
Will China then take a back seat and you know, maybe even say to the United States that you can do what you want now, since North Korea is the first party to have struck?
That's quite probable, because if you look at Global Times and other, you can say, Chinese semi-official media houses, you can see that gradually these positions have been articulated, that if North Korea behaves in a very irresponsible manner, and if they start something preemptive, then China doesn't have to necessarily support North Korea. But in my case, it seems to me that China is also aware, and actually all the leaders, you know, tomorrow American Vice President Pence is actually going to visit. He's going to have a 10-day visit. So 2 days he's going to stay, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, in Seoul. So in case all these situations are so, because both the party, they are probably just daring each other to say preemptive action, but they know that if we start first, our situation would be in a problematic, you can say, ground. And that's why they have been also having some kind of restraint, just by talking about difficult, you can say, hard choices, but not actually moving forward.
All right, fine. All right. Thank you so much, Sandeep Kumar Mishra, for joining us on the program and putting things into perspective for us. Posturing, as of now, remains to be seen what really happens in the future. Now, moving on, of course.